Well, welcome back to Morning Break, from our kitchen to yours on this Thanksgiving morning. Throughout the hour, we're going to be bringing you some of our favorite holiday recipes that you still have time to add to your menu today. And we are going to start with something that could be a starter, could be part of a main dish, with WTOC News Director Michael Oder, who's going to show us how he makes deviled eggs. Good morning.
Good morning. Look, I tell you, I'm not given a lot of responsibility on Thanksgiving, but deviled eggs were something I got taught when I was in my 20s, and like you said, could be something to snack on before lunch or something that you include with your meal. And it's really easy to make, about 30 minutes from start to finish. So the hardest part, the longest part, is actually boiling the eggs.
Yeah.
Gotta have
and we're not going
eggs.
to do that today.
Not going to do that.
People need to watch us boil
Magic
water.
of television, we have boiled eggs here. And so I usually boil mine for about 10 minutes in a rolling boil, and then I put them right into an ice bath for 10 minutes. So best boiled egg you're going to get out there.
Yeah, everybody's got their own way to do, boiled eggs, and that's actually how I do it as well. The ice bath really loosens up the shell, doesn't it?
It really does. Makes them very easy to peel, which is also like another timely part of putting together deviled eggs. So what we're going to do is just make a couple of them here today to show. And it's really easy. Prepping them is about as easy as it gets. You're just going to cut them in half like that, and then you dump the egg yolks into a bowl, a separate bowl. We're going to come back to the bowl in a minute. The good thing about deviled eggs is you get to eat the thing that you serve it in. So now we've got our egg yolks here in a separate little bowl, and most deviled eggs that we know originated from medieval Europe in the 13th century.
No kidding, okay.
So a little bit different then, more herbs and spices, both sides of the egg back together, held together with a stick. The eggs that we know and enjoy today really came from a cookbook in Boston around 1896.
Really?
Fanny Farmer. She used mayonnaise as a main ingredient with the egg yolks. I'm a Miracle Whip guy, so
you're going Miracle Whip.
However you want to do it there. But this is the less exact part of the recipe, right? So bear with me, it's all to taste. And
I don't measure anything usually when I cook unless I'm baking, but with this you just kind of add as much as of everything.
That's true. So before you start adding those ingredients, just take a fork, and what we want to do is mash up the egg yolks that are down in there. And you're not really looking for a certain consistency. You don't want it to be too lumpy. I kind of think about it as like brown sugar, you know, when you get it out of the pantry. It's got some lumps in it. You got to kind of work it out a little bit. This is, oddly enough, one of the driest ingredients you're going to put into it.
Yeah, because once you get all your other ingredients in there, you're going to continue to mix it, and that will continue to break down the yolk.
Yeah, and you're going to look for kind of at the end like a good paste kind of consistency there. So the fun part here, again, less exact science when it comes to making deviled eggs. I would say about probably 2 tablespoons. Okay. Less is going to be more because you don't want it to get too runny. And so my very scientific counter about that much.
Good squirt of Miracle Whip.
Yeah, so Miracle Whip there, mustard. I kind of think it's almost like potato salad a little bit, you know?
Gotta have a little mustard.
Yeah. I'm not super big into mustard, so I don't put a whole lot into it. And then you're just gonna kind of mix that together. Once you've done that, here's what I think is the special ingredient, which is sweet relish.
Yeah, you don't want a little bite in there.
Yeah, I like them a little, less tangy, more sweet. So again, however you want your sweet relish, whether you make it at home or store buy it, that's fine. So again, just going to put about, I would say, a teaspoon, maybe a little bit more. You don't need a lot. The sweetness of the relish is going to really come through. And then again, you're going to mix that right up. And again, it's all to taste. So you want to make sure that you've got exactly how you want it there. If it's too sweet, you can always add more mayo, more mustard. But again, less is more, so you always want to go a little lighter in case you need to adjust up. But by the time you're done, you want it to look a little bit like it's just sort of like a paste done in there. I put a little bit of salt and pepper in just to give it a little bit of savoriness to kind of help offset just a little.
And that salt will bring out all the flavors of everything else that's in there, too.
Absolutely. So again, mix that all up in there. You know, there are some people who like to put it into a bag.
The piping bag,
yeah. So you can do that.
I love using piping bags. I hate cleaning piping bags.
Exactly.
So I always go with this.
And these aren't going to be around long enough for the display, right? It's just going to be it. So it's just a teaspoon. And again, you're going to plop it right down back into the eggshell that you've got there.
Yeah, and really you're just kind of floating it in there. You're not trying to mash it down and kind of fill the whole egg white there. You're just kind of putting a little dollop in there.
Yeah, and this is really where you kind of can learn spatial relation and whether or not you can guess how much you've got left back in the The bowl, it's not 1-to-1. It's not
Or
going to be, yeah.
it leaves yourself
Yeah, I
a
was going to
snack.
say, or you're going to get some small ones here like that don't have a lot in there. I was always raised that you put paprika on them.
Oh, yeah.
So like, again, and it's just sort of like a dusting right across the top. It gives it a good little splash there.
Yeah.
The paprika is going to bring smokiness to it, which is really nice.
And they just look nice that way, too.
Exactly, right? Because you got to put on a good show.
I see what you're
But
bringing
if you're
out
going to
here.
step it up a little bit, you can put bacon.
Sure.
Which is, of course, everyone's favorite. And again, you're not looking to kind of mash it down in there. You kind of just want it set right on top. So when I get home to Texas for Thanksgiving, this is what I will be put in charge of. And so I've already done, this is a good test run.
So no beans and chili, but bacon on deviled eggs.
Bacon on deviled eggs. Dad deep fries the turkey. So that's what we've got going on. And look, 30
Excellent.
minutes, honestly, like the
Yeah.
longest part is just boiling the eggs and peeling the eggs. Once you get that done, it's just a matter of putting all the ingredients together.
Yeah, they'll disappear faster than 30 minutes.
That's true,
put a
100%. It takes a little longer to make them than it does to
You
eat
put a
'em.
plate of deviled eggs out, and they are going to go. But,
Exactly.
Again, something that, you can put out before the meal, you can put on the buffet, and people are going to be drawn to
Yeah.
these. And they just, I know you said they came from Massachusetts. To me, though, this is a staple of the South.
It is indeed, and like if you're taking them to Easter lunch, you don't call them deviled eggs, you call them stuffed eggs there. So, but I will say that like yeah, they don't last. We do the whole 18 pack of eggs, boil them all at
Oh,
once,
yeah.
peel them, and make them together. And by the time we actually sit down to lunch, there might be 6 left.
Exactly. So,
So,
just
Again,
something.
should
that-
we try one? I'm
Absolutely.
gonna take this one here.
How about we do this?
Okay.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you.
Michael, thanks. Happy
Good
Thank-
stuff. Yeah,
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
We'll be right back.